What is creative teaching? How could digital technology support this? Teaching is first and foremost concerned with the construction of meaning, so it could be considered as a creative act in itself. Indeed, Carlyle and Jordan suggest that creative teaching is part of good teaching in general. Stillman identifies the qualities of a creative person as someone with a wealth of ideas, flexible thinking, motivation, and a need for originality. In order for a teacher to meet the diverse needs of a class, it is arguable that it is necessary to possess each of these qualities. Teachers need to constantly adapt in order to respond to the learning needs of their class and be innovative in their planning to ensure lessons are engaging. Creative teaching, then, is the art of having original, excellent ideas to develop children's learning and the motivation and resourcefulness to put them into practice. Sommock defines 3 ways in which teachers may use digital technology to support teaching and learning. She describes the first level as tutorial. The pupils are taught by the machine, the nature of the learning is structured, the outcomes are predictable. The learner receives knowledge from the computer as they would from the teacher. The second level is neutral. The pupil has the opportunity to use software which isn't purely content-based, but the computer activity is modelled on familiar routines which remain unchanged by the presence of technology. The final level is cognitive, in which the children have the opportunity to do something which realistically can only be done with a computer. Such activities support inquiry-based learning and promote higher-order thinking and skills. Therefore, to use digital technology in a way which is truly creative, teachers must consider its affordances. Does the technology provide the opportunity to do something unique? Cross suggests that the key to successful ICT teaching is integrating technology and creativity. She states that we need to get better at using electronic resources creatively to make learning and teaching more effective. It is therefore our role as teachers to incorporate digital technology into our practice as creative teachers, rather than keeping it as something altogether separate. Carlyle and Jordan support this, stating that in the past there was a tendency to teach ICT as an isolated subject. There is still, of course, a place for ICT in its own right, but it is through supporting other subjects that its creative use is more likely to have an impact. For example, ICT can support creative teaching through a wide range of support material that can be downloaded and displayed to enhance any lesson. In history, this might be footage of an event or images of artifacts. In modern foreign languages, it could be a conversation with a native speaker streamed live into the classroom. Gaming can also be an effective way of allowing children to interact with their learning in a stimulating environment. Annetta reflects on how he used gaming as a means of bridging the gap between how he wanted his pupils to spend their evenings and how they were actually spending it. When he realised that his class was spending their free time playing video games instead of doing homework, he saw this as an opportunity to develop their knowledge of a subject by creating their own game around it. Serious educational games allow pupils to tackle multiple problems through interdisciplinary approaches to learning. This type of activity is more aligned with real-world problem solving and evokes deeper learning. I have found digital technology to be invaluable in supporting my creative teaching practice. During my last placement, my class did a project on food miles. Digital technology transformed the topic into a project with value and meaning. I used Google Maps to show how far food was being imported from other countries and worked with Microsoft Excel to look at supermarket costings, and led the class in a research project into the lives of people on the other side of the world producing food that comes into our shops, gaining an insight into their working conditions, their job roles, and their entire communities. The national curriculum states that a high-quality computing education equips pupils to use computational thinking and creativity to understand and change the world. In my future practice, I will therefore endeavour to use digital technology to enhance and develop children's learning in both computing and all curriculum subjects, through teaching and creatively and modelling creativity.